Zirwere zingamuka, zingauya asiwo. Zirwere zingamuka, zingauya asiwo.
Never
Rajesu, Rajesu chete, Tino kunda, Nesitarake, Harwere, Vanopora, Nesitarake, Zagapa, Zinomuka, Nesitarake, Marobe, Anosimuta, Nesitarake, Vakasungwa, Vanosunugurwa, Nesitarake. Glory to God.
Thank you. You may be seated. You may be seated. Greet somebody next to you and welcome them to the house of God. Thank you. I see we still have a lot of movement. Nevertheless, let us get into God's word. You can still listen even as you are walking to your place. I remember last time giving to you briefly concerning the language of the Spirit, speaking in tongues as you pray. And I said that is the advantage of people who have prayed for 7, 10, 13, 15 hours. It is that language that has given them that advantage. It is difficult to achieve such amount of hours in prayer when you are speaking in Shona, in English, or in any of the languages known. So there is need for us to become learned in the area of spiritual tongues, so that we can advance ourselves and become better in communicating with our Creator. So it's a teaching that we're going to have today. Whether short or long, all the same, we'll learn something. We took it from the book of 1 Corinthians chapter number 14. From verse number 1. And then we take it down to verse number 33. You can see it's very long. If we cannot exhaust all of it today, we believe God for more time next time. Paul here is writing a letter to the church in Corinth. And this is not the only letter that he wrote to them. He wrote several other letters addressing several other issues. But this letter in particular, he is attempting to address a spiritual problem that they were facing, specifically in that particular church and not in other churches. So here he's trying to correct a situation which has gone out of control. And he decides not just to pay them a visit physically, but he wrote them a letter which addresses the administration of the spiritual gifts. Not only how gifts are received, but how gifts are administered. How do you make use of the gift? It's not just about how you can receive a gift, but how do you administer? How do you make it work? So he starts by encouraging them to follow after charity or love. So love is going to become the basis. Charity is going to become the foundation. And you will manifest any gift from a place of love. So you sit on love, you stand on love, and then you administer the gift. So, first verse, follow
after charity and desire spiritual gifts.
So, from the point you start desiring gifts that are spiritual, you must have first followed after charity. So all of these gifts are meant for people who have fully understood love. It is love that you follow. He did not say follow after spiritual gifts. He said follow after love. And then when it comes to the gifts, you simply desire. What you follow is love. What you desire is a gift. You follow love, you desire a gift. So you don't desire a gift whilst you're still following after love. Follow after love, get love, or get to love. And then when you desire a gift from a place of love, you are not likely to abuse the gift.
hausiri kuzoshandisa chipo nenzira dzisidzo
Because you minister from love.
nekuti unoshumira zvichibva panzwisiso yako yerudo
You serve from love.
unoshumira zvichibva parudo
You help from a place of love.
ugobatsira vanhu zvichibva pamanzwisiro
So that gift is never going to become a problem to the people,
saka chipo ichocho hachisi kuzokanganisira vanhu
because it is coming to them from a place of what?
nekuti
Of
chirikuuya
love.
kwavari chichibva panzvimbo
So follow after charity and then desire what?
spiritual gifts,
But rather,
that ye may prophesy.
so he's talking about spiritual gifts, and then he elevates this one gift above the rest, which is the prophetic.
kutaura nezvezvipo zvomweya asi wosimudzira chimwe chiri pamusoro
So before we move to verse number 2, let's finish verse 1. You follow after charity and you desire spiritual gifts. By desiring a spiritual gift,
mukudawo zvipo zvamweya
please understand the kind of desire that
ndapota nzwisisai mhando
Paul is referring to.
yekushingairira kuri kutaurwa napauro
It's not a desire to have the gift.
hachisingori chishuwo chekuve nechipo
It is a desire for the gift you have to manifest.
chishuwo chekuti chipo chizviratidze
I'm trying to put it into our own context of understanding
ndiri kuda kuedza kuzvimisikidza mumanzwisisiro edu
so that I guide you accordingly,
kuti ndikutungamirirei nenzira
and
yakafanira
then you don't get to pray asking God for what you already have.
kuti musanamata muchikumbira mwari
It is from that place of understanding that I'm teaching you now, trying to interpret this.
zviri kubva pakunzwisisa ikoko kwandakukudzidzisaiwo kurapa
Because them in Corinth didn't have the understanding that we now have.
nekuti kuvakorinde vakanga vasina kunzwisisa kwataanako
These ones are not as spiritual as we are.
avo havasati vakura pamweya sezvatave
These ones are not as educated as we are.
havasati vane ruzivo rwakafanana nerwatave narwo
So they might have to desire having the gifts,
vangangodawo kushuvira kuve nazvo zvipo
but what we desire is not having the gifts. What we desire is manifesting the gifts.
chatinoshuvira hakusiri kuve nechipo asi kuzviratidza kwechipo ichocho
Because our understanding tells us that we already have the gifts.
nekuti mumanzwisiro edu zvinotiudza kuti chipo titori nacho kare
Let me try to refresh your mind. When did you receive all of these gifts?
ngandidzoreredzei pfungwa dzenyu makagamuchira rini zvipo
In
zvose
case somebody is joining us for the first time,
zvichida pane auya pano kwekutanga nhasi
and yet they are born again already,
asi vakaberekwa patsva
but they are
zvakare
not aware of what they have.
asi havazive kuti chii chavainacho
Lest you start asking
zvimwe ungatanga zvakare
for the
kukumbira
gift that you already have
chipo chautori nacho kare
instead of simply desiring for the manifestation of
pachishuwo
it.
chekuti ushuvira kuti chizviratidze
Of all of the gifts of the Spirit,
pazvipo zvose zvamweya
which one can you say I don't have?
ndechipi chaunganongedza kuti ichi
And
handina
if you have all of them,
kana uinazvo zvose
when did you receive
ndirini paukagamuchira zvose
all of those spiritual gifts?
zvipo zvose zvamweya izvi
When we received Jesus.
Is that true?
ichokwadi here ichocho
Is that true?
ichokwadi here
Is that true?
ichokwadi here
Is that true? You see, these gifts,
munoona zvipo izvi
being the gifts of the Spirit,
zviri zvipo zvamweya
these gifts are spiritual abilities.
zvigoniso zvepamweya
And when you receive the Spirit of God,
kana wagamuchira mweya wamwari
you receive everything that the Spirit of God brings.
unogamuchira zvese zvinouya nemweya wamwari
The ability of the Spirit,
zvigoniso zvamweya
the knowledge of the Spirit,
ruzivo rwamweya
the understanding of the Spirit,
kunzwisisa kwamweya
the power of the Spirit,
simba romweya
even the love of the Spirit,
kunyange rudo rwomweya
the healing which is of the Spirit.
kuporesa kunoiswa nomweya
Okay?
ndizvo
These are things that only the Spirit of God can do.
zvinhu zvinokwaniswa namweya waMwari bedzi.
But you are also made to do those same things by reason of having that Spirit of God.
Chikwanisawo kuita zvimwe chete nechikonzero chekuva nemweya mumwe chete.
So when you receive the Holy Ghost,
Naizvozvo uchigamuchira mweya mutsvene
you receive at the same time
panguva imwe chete
all of these gifts of the
unogamuchira
Spirit.
zvipo zvose zvamweya izvi.
But then maybe one will manifest,
Asi zvichida chipo chimwe chete ndo chinongozviratidza
or two will manifest,
kana zviviri,
maybe three, maybe four.
zvichida zvitatu kana zvina.
But it doesn't mean that you don't have the rest of the gifts like the brother that you admire.
Zvisingarevi kuti hauna zvimwe zvipo zvose.
It's just that he also has managed to develop
Kungoti iye
the
akagona
gift,
kuvandudza
work on the gift
kukwenenzvera zvipo
until the gift is improved.
kusvikira zvipo zvavandudzwa kuve
For
zvinani.
people outside to start benefiting from the gift.
Kuti vanhu vari kunze vatange kuva nechouviri kubva
And then you think that he is gifted in an area that you are not gifted.
nokudaro wofunga kuti ane zvipo mune zvausingakwanise.
But the difference is in that he has mastered the gift,
Asi mutsauko ndewekuti akakwenenzvera zvipo
and because of training
nokuda kwekuzvidzidzisa
and because of practice,
nekuda kwekuramba achizviratidzira
the gift becomes highlighted.
chipo chooneka.
So most of the people that you think are extremely gifted,
Vanhu vazhinji vamunofunga kuti vane zvipo kwazvo,
most of you are as gifted as they are.
vazhinji venyu munongoriwo nezvipo zvimwe chete
But
sezvavari.
all they've been able to do is to know how to administer that gift out.
Asi chavakangogona kuita kugona kuratidzira zvipo izvozvo.
So we all have these spiritual gifts.
Naizvozvo tose zvedu tinazvo zvipo
So
zvepamwe.
you follow after charity and then you desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. So then he starts talking about the speaking,
Otanga kutaura
the language which I would want to consider the language of God.
mutauro wandinoti uyu ndo mutauro waMwari.
It is the language of God,
Mutauro waMwari.
the language of the Spirit.
Mutauro wamweya.
For he that what?
For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue
Understand, hear this.
Nzwisisai panzwe apa.
He that speaks in an unknown tongue.
Unotaura norumwe rurimi.
It's a tongue, it is a language
Rurimi mutauro
that can be spoken,
unogona kutaurika
yet it is not known.
asi usingazikanwi.
It can be spoken,
Unotaurika
yet it cannot be understood.
asi usinganzwisisikwe.
It's a language.
Mutauro
They even call it a language.
vanotoudana vachiti mutauro.
It's a language, though it cannot be understood.
Mutauro kunyange usinganzwisisike
It is not known.
hauzikanwi.
He that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh
not unto men, but unto God.
So when you speak in a tongue that is not known,
Paunotaura mururimi rusingazikanwa.
and the Bible is saying you are not speaking unto men but unto God,
Bhaibheri roti hausi kutaura kuvanhu asi kuna Mwari.
that then means that the language that is unknown unto men is known unto God.
Zvozikanwa kuti mutauro usingazikanwi nevanhu uri kuzikanwa naMwari.
What you are saying,
Chauri kutaura
what the people around you cannot comprehend,
zvisiri kunzwisisika nevanhu vakakukomberedza,
God can understand
Mwari vari kuzvinzwisisa,
and God can hear.
Mwari vachizvinzwawo.
Follow that.
Panzwe ipapo.
The problem that you are going to have with people around you,
Dambudziko rauchave naro nevanhu
they
vakakukomberedza
will not consider that a proper communication,
havazvitarisise kutaurirana kwakanaka,
because they assume that when I'm talking to God, they have to understand what I'm saying.
nekuti pfungwa dzavo ndedzekuti uchitaura naMwari vanosungirwa kuzvinzwawo kuti
And I don't know the reason why they would want to understand what I'm saying to God.
ndisingazivi chikonzero vachida kunzwisisa zvandiri kutaura naMwari
Yet I've said several other things to them that they understand, and yet they didn't help me. They didn't give me the answer.
kwavari zvavainzwisisa vakakundikana kundibatsira.
Now I'm done with the people.
Zvino ndapedza nevanhu,
I'm done with their language.
ndapedza nemutauro
Now I would rather talk to God
ndingade zvangu kuti nditaure
in a
naMwari
language that God understands.
mumutauro unonzwisisikwa naMwari.
But the people around me are not going to make sense out of what I'm saying.
Asi kune vanhu vakandikomberedza hazvina musoro wese.
That's all they want to do.
Ndo zvavanongoda
Make sense out of what I'm saying, not to them, but to God.
kuti zvinzwisisike kwete kwavari asi kuna
People
Mwari.
have a problem of wanting to hear maybe makua or something like that. I don't know.
Vanodambudziko rekuda kuziva probably this is a spirit
You
of
are
gossip.
talking to God,
Iwe uri kutaurira
and you have
naMwari.
discovered the language that only God can understand.
Waona mutauro unonzwisisikwa naMwari pedzi.
But the people around you
Asi vanhu vakakukomberedza
cannot understand.
havagoni kuunzwisisa.
So they will attack that kind of communication
Saka vanorwisa nhaurirano
because
dzakadaro.
they feel they've been left out of that dialogue.
Nekuti vanonzwa kuti vasiyiwa kunze kwenhaurirano
So you will be
naMwari.
discouraged for speaking in tongues
Saka takaodzwa mwoyo pakutaura
because people around you would always want to hear what you are saying to
nekuti vanhu
God.
vakakukomberedza vagara vanongoda kunzwa kuti uri kuti kudii.
So that's another way of praying together with people and making sure they don't get to hear your communications with God. You speak in tongues.
Yekunamata nevanhu vasinga-
For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but
Unto God.
unto God. Right? For what?
For no man understandeth him. Howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries.
So in the spirit, the man who's speaking in tongues is not just speaking a language, he's speaking mysteries.
Haasingotaura mutauro asi ari kutaura zvakavanzika.
When you speak in tongues,
Paunotaura nendimi
you are speaking mysteries.
uri kutaura zvakavanzika,
Mysteries.
zvakavigiridzwa.
When you are speaking in tongues, you are speaking mysteries.
Uchitaura nendimi uri kutaura zvakavanzika.
Not only that, the language is a mysterious language,
Kwete kungoti mutauro usinganzwisisike,
but the mysterious language is speaking
asi
mysteries.
mutauro usinganzwisisiki uri kutaura zvakavanzika.
Not only that, the language is hidden,
Kwete kungoti mutauro wakavigiridzwa,
but the hidden language is talking about the hidden things of
asi
God.
mutauro wakavanzika uri kutaura nezvakavanzika.
All right. This is going to help you
Izvi zvichakubatsira
cultivate a prayer life
kuti uumbiridzo
that is effective.
upenyu hwekunamata
Because there are times when you are compelled to pray
nekuti pane nguva yaunosundwa kuti unamate
and you are not aware of what to pray for.
iwe usingazivi kuti ndonamatirei.
All you have is a desire,
Chaumburi nacho
it is an urge to pray.
kusundwa kuti unamate,
But what to pray for
asi chekuzonamatira
is unknown.
hauchizive.
It means even the prayer point is a mystery,
Kunyangwe chauda kunamatira chakavanzikawo,
which can only be accessed by a mysterious language.
chichigona kungotaurika chete nemutauro usinganzwisisike.
You could be having high blood pressure,
Unokwanisa kunge uine BP
and it is at a point where you are not even aware.
yasvika pachiero chekuti iwe hausi kutombozviziva.
So it is at a level where you have no understanding, you have no knowledge of where you are
Yasvika pachiero chekuti hausi kunzwisisa, hauna ruzivo rwekuti wambove kupi
in terms of that medical graph.
panhau
You have gotten to a point where you have to just fall to the ground
wasvika panguva yekuti waisungirwa kungowira pasi,
and it's over.
zvobva zvapererawo ipapo.
And you are not even aware.
Iwe hausi kutombozviziva.
Sometimes you are not even aware
dzimwe nguva hautomborina kana
that you are in that condition, you are in that critical moment.
kuti waamudambudziko rakadaro panguva yakadaro.
And sometimes what you are talking about is really out of context.
zvauri kutaura nezvazvo uri kungobvotomoka.
Somebody who looks at you
munhu anokutarisa
and can test you and can see that you are really in that critical state.
okuongorora oona kuti dambudziko rako igurusa.
And the doctors are so concerned and they are so worried, but you don't seem to have the same worry because you don't have an understanding of what you're going through.
vanachiremba vabatikana asi iwo hazisi kukubata nekuti haunzwisisi dambudziko
What you're busy thinking about
chauri kungofunga nezvacho
is probably your next meeting.
zvichida musangano
You want to pay your friend a visit.
uda kushanyira shamwari
You are
yako
thinking of what to eat in the evening.
funga kuti ndodyei manherana.
But when the doctors that have an understanding of your condition
kana vanachiremba vanonzwisisa dambudziko rauri mariri
takes a look into what is happening in your body,
voongorora zviri kutora
to them it is an emergency.
kwavari chinhu chinoda kuti chiitwe chiri pori.
So sometimes you are not told that you are having a condition.
dzimwe nguva hauudzwi kuti une dambudziko guru.
Sometimes you are only given an urge to pray.
dzimwe nguva unombosundwa kuti namata.
You are only given a desire to intercede, to pray,
unongopiwa chishuwo chekuti dai wanamata
but there is no reason
asi pasina kana chikonzero
that comes attached to the desire.
chinouya chakabatana nekusundwa kuti
I just feel like praying.
ndiri kungonzwa kuda kunamata.
I just feel like I need to fast.
ndiri kungonzwa kuda kuzvinyima
But for what?
asi ndiri kuzvinyimira chii?
There is no reason.
hapana chikonzero apo.
It means that what needs to be prayed for is still in a mysterious form.
zvinoreva kuti chaunosungirwa kunamatira chichiri muchimiro chakavanzika.
So how do I then get to say things that I don't know?
naizvozvo ndinosvika sei pakutaura zvinhu zvandisingazive?
I have to know how to speak a language that is mysterious.
ndinosungirwa kuziva kamutauriro kemutauro usingazivikanwi.
And by speaking a mysterious language, I speak the mystery.
mutauro usinganzwisisike ndinotaura zvakavanzika.
By speaking a mysterious language,
mukutaura mutauro wakavanzika
I'm speaking the mystery.
ndiri kutaurawo zvakavanzika.
I get to say things that I am not even aware of.
ndosvika pakutaura zvinhu zvandisingatomboziviwo neni.
Okay,
ndizvo
hear this.
panzwi apa.
A language that speaks mysteries
mutauro unotaura zvakavanzika
is understood by God.
unonzwisisikwa kwazvo namwari.
It means that language is the God language.
zvinoreva kuti mutauro iwowo mutauro wamwari.
It is the language of God.
ndo mutauro wamwari.
The language of God
mutauro wamwari
is not only a language that God hears and understands.
hausingori mutauro unonzwikwa namwari
The
achiunzwisisa.
language of God is the language that is heard and understood by God's creation.
mutauro iwoyo unonzwiswa namwari uchinzwiswa nezvisikwa zvamwari.
I repeat.
ndopadzokororo.
Or maybe somebody else. Please, can you repeat that for me?
chida umwe munhu
Someone who heard me.
zvandataura andinzwa.
What did I say?
ndati kudii?
Someone, please. What did I say?
The language of God.
kwete imimi.
Mambo Chita last time.
You said the language of God is not a language that only God hears, but it's also a language that God's creation can hear also.
Good. Thank you. The language of God
mutauro wamwari
is not only a language that God hears and understands,
hausingori mutauro unonzwikwa namwari
but it
achiunzwisisa
is also a language that God's creation
asi mutauro zvakare unonzwikwa
hears and God's creation understands.
zvichinzwisisikwawo zvakare nezvisikwa zvamwari. ndizvo
When God created that language, He made that language universal,
mwari paakasika mutauro iwoyo akati unzwikwe pasi rose,
so that when the language is spoken
kuti kana mutauro iwoyo uchinge wataurika
by you,
newe
God hears.
mwari anounzwa.
When it is spoken by God,
kana ukataurwawo namwari
you being His creation,
iwe nekuti uri chisikwa chake
you also can what? Hear.
ukwanisawo kunzwa.
Now, that language goes as far
mutauro iwoyo unosvika
as taking charge over even the spiritual world.
pakuve nesimba pamusoro
You are heard even by spirits when you speak a language that is of God.
unonzwikwa kunyange nezvisikwa zvamwari kana wataura mutauro wamwari.
There is a movement in the spirit when the spiritual language is spoken.
Pane kufamba kunoita zvinhu, kudavira kunoita zvinhu kana mutauro iye uchinge wataurika.
Because there is a language.
Nekuti uripo mutauro.
Have you ever wondered?
Makambozvifungawo here?
Let's say you're praying against a disease that is already known.
Ngatiti uri kunamatira chirwere chaakutozivikanwa.
But a disease that is known
Chirwere chinozivikanwa
still has some mysterious components to it.
chine zvimwe zvinhu zvakavanzika zviri pachiri.
We can get to a point where we say we have diagnosed this condition and we know the condition and we now have a name for the condition.
Tosvika pakuti tazemena taona kuti dambudziko iri nderei.
And probably they call it malaria.
Zvichida voti iyi imalaria.
It's a name that they have given to a condition.
Izita ravapa kudambudziko.
It's a name.
Izita iri.
Somebody had to decide on that name.
Pane munhu akatosarudza kupa zita iroro kuchirwere ichi.
That someone is supposed to tap into, I don't know where languages are kept, and then he comes up with a name. This is malaria.
Munhu uyu otove nezita rechirwere ochiti iyi imalaria iyi.
Okay. So we now have a name for it,
Zvino tave nezita rechirwere.
but is that the name?
Asi ndo chairo iro here?
Is that the actual name?
Ndo zita racho romene here?
So what happens if I pray against malaria and that's not the name of the condition?
Saka chii chinoitika kana ndichinamatira malaria asi risiro zita redambudziko riripo?
It's a name that we have given,
Izita ratakapa isu.
but what is the actual name?
Asi zita racho romene nderipo.
I know God has given us the power to name things,
Tinoziva kuti Mwari vakatipa simba rekupa zvinhu mazita.
but the problem of naming things after you have fallen,
Asi dambudziko rekudoma zvinhu mazita mushure mekunge wabuda muuwepo hwashe.
giving a name to a creature
Wopa zita kuchisikwa.
as Adam before the fall,
Adamu asati awa.
and giving a name to a creature as Adam after the fall,
Wopa zita, Adamu wopa zita mushure mekunge wabuda muuwepo
you
hwashe.
are likely to give a name, a wrong name to a creature.
Zita rakapotsa kuchisikwa.
Because when Adam gave names, the Bible says that was the name thereof.
Nekuti Adamu paipa mazita Bhaibheri rinoti ndo akave mazita
He
ipapo.
gave them names and the names were the names thereof.
Akapa mazita kuzvisikwa mazita akave o.
Not only, the Bible is not only saying that then became the name of the creature.
Bhaibheri harisiri kuti ndo rakave zita rechisikwa.
The thereof there also means that that was the original name of the creature.
Zvinorehwa kuti ndo rakanga riri zita repakutanga rechisikwa ichocho.
So all that Adam needed to do was to discern
Zvaingosungirwa kuti Adamu aite kunzvera
the character of the creature
hunhu hwechisikwa
and tap into the library of God
agopinda kune dura mazwi
or into the vocabulary of God
pamazita
and be able to retrieve the correct name, the right name for the creature that is standing before him.
agonotora zita rakaringana nechisikwa.
And the name he gave was the name thereof.
Zita raakapa ndo rakave zita racho.
Not just thereafter,
Kwete mushure mazvo.
yes.
And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam
To see what he would call them. It was a test.
Kuona kuti
And you don't give a student a test when you have no access to answers as a teacher. There must be a book that contains what? Answers. And then you give questions.
asi wochipa zvinomubvunzo
So you mark the book according to the answers.
unoona kuti zvaitwa nemazvo here maringe nezvapindura.
Please follow this.
Ndapota famba ineni.
So Adam was supposed to name the creatures according to a revelation.
Adam aisungirwa kupa zvisikwa mazita maringe nechizarwa
of what those creatures are.
chekuti zvisikwa izvi zvinombori chii.
But we did not call it malaria before the fall. We called it malaria after.
Hatina kuiti malaria asati awa, takazoiti malaria
But
awa.
is malaria the name
Asi malaria
thereof?
zita racho here.
In case you pray against malaria,
Zvichida unonamatira malaria,
which is not malaria,
isiri malaria.
in case you command
Zvichida unorayira
a condition by a wrong name
dambudziko rapiwa zita rakaposa
and there is no response,
poshaya chinodavira,
and the condition is not even considered disobedient because it was never mentioned, it was never addressed in the prayer.
dambudziko ronzi harina kuregera kuteerera nekuti harina kudomwa, harina kutaura.
So then, if I'm not aware of what I'm going through,
Saka kana ndisingazivi kuti chii
it means what I'm going through is still a mystery.
zvinoda kuti chandichiri kupinana nacho.
So how do I get to how do I get to talk about what I'm going through if I'm not aware of what I'm going through?
Ndinosvika sei pakugona kutaura nezvandiri kupinana nazvo kana ndisingazvizive?
There is need for a mysterious language now.
Panozodiwa mutauro wakavanzika.
You might have prayed for 30 minutes
Unokwanisa kunge wanamata kuna
speaking in
mata,
tongues,
uchitaura nendimi.
and in there you have actually mentioned a condition,
Mumunamato imomo
a disease,
watoma chirwere.
an attack that is coming in the future,
Kurwiswa kuri kuuya mune ramangwana.
but you can't remember where and when exactly,
Haucharangariri kuti papi
because that language doesn't sound like malaria. It doesn't sound like the language that you know.
nekuti mutauro iwo hautazwiki semalaria.
Understand, when a fallen man
Zwisisa kana munhu akawa
starts giving names
atanga kupa zvinhu mazita
to creation,
kuzvisikwa,
the names are as fallen as the man.
mazita akangowawo
It's a fallen name.
izita rakawa iri.
If you are fallen
Kana wakawa
and you name things after you are fallen,
ugopa zvinhu mazita mushure mekunge
the
wawa.
names are fallen,
Mazita akawawo,
and those names can even cause God's creation to fall.
mazita iwo anokwanisa kuita kuti zvisikwa zvaMwari zviwewo.
You have just started manipulating the creation
Watanga kumonyorora zvisikwa
by giving it a character that doesn't belong to it.
nekuchipa hunhu
Because a name
hwachisina.
is a character.
Nekuti zita rine chekuita nehunhu.
When you give a thing a name, you are giving it a character, a behavior.
Chinhu zita wachipa kamuitiro,
So it will start behaving according to a wrong name.
chotanga kuita zvinhu maringe nezita rakapotsa.
Why? Because the one who gave the name had no access to the original language of God.
Nekuti akapa zita akange asinganzwi kubva kune mutauro waMwari wokutanga.
Sit down, let me show you something.
Mungatore nzvimbo dzenyu, regai ndikuone.
There is no way God would have given
Hazvigoni kuti Mwari vape
Adam a responsibility
Adamu basa
to give names
rekupa zvinhu mazita
to creatures that are without names.
kuzvisikwa zvisitorina mazita.
He's too intelligent. What
Akachenjeresa.
What was God creating? What was he thinking? What was in his mind when he was creating an elephant?
Chii chaive mupfungwa dzaMwari Mwari pavaisika nzou?
If an elephant didn't have a name,
Kana nzou yange isina zita kare,
do you know there is no way that God can even give you a song to sing for him before he hears the song?
Mwari anogona kukupa rwiyo rwokuti uimbe asati
There is no way.
hazvigone.
When God gives you a song,
Kana Mwari vakupa rwiyo,
it's a song.
rwiyo
because it has been sung.
nekuti rwatoimbwa.
And when he gives it to you,
Zvino kana akuzokupa
so that you sing for him,
kuti iwe umuimbire,
he has already heard the song. That's
atopanonzwa rwiyo rwacho kare.
this is why
Ndokusaka
this is why sometimes
dzimwe nguva
he enjoys it when he sees your ability to reproduce it
anotapirirwa
as
kana
it
chiona
was originally.
uchigona kuzviita
Your
sezvakaitwa,
ability
kugona kwako
to name the creature,
kupa zita kuchisikwa,
and the name is the name thereof.
zita riri iro chairo iro.
You can't surprise him with a song.
Hazvigone kuti uvakatyamadze nerwiyo rwako.
If it is supposed to be him giving you a song,
Kana varivo vanosungirwa kupa iwe rwiyo rwacho,
even a voice,
kunyangwe nezwi racho.
there is no way that God would give you a voice that he would then hear for the first time.
Hazvigone kuti Mwari vakupe inzwi ravanotanga kunzwa kekutanga.
No,
kwauri.
it's impossible for God to give you a voice
Hazvigone kuti Mwari vakupe inzwi
that he would then hear for the first time when the voice is coming from you.
ravanozonzwa kekutanga inzwi rakubva
No,
kwauri.
how did he fine tune? How did he create the voice? If the voice was not playing already
Akarikwenenzera sei kana inzwi
in his mind,
risirimo mundangariro dzake kare.
so God must have heard the voice
Naizvozvo Mwari vanosungirwa kunge vakatomborinzwa
before he gave you that voice.
vasati vakupa inzwi iroro.
So be careful of what God knows already.
Uchenjerere zvinozikanwa naMwari kare.
Be careful of that.
Upachenjerere ipapo.
So when we are singing to him, we are trying to send back to him
Uri kuedza kudzorera kwaari
what he has given to us.
izvo akafanira kukupa.
So you have to sing by revelation
Saka unosungirwa kuimba muchizarurwa
as it is in heaven.
sezvazviri kudenga.
Okay? By revelation.
Mukuzarurirwa.
So,
Zvino
unlike most of the musicians,
zvichisiyana nevamwe vaimbi
they
vose
compose their songs and they hide it
vanonyora rwiyo rwavo voviga
because they don't want somebody else to sing it.
tavadi kuti mwaimbe.
But
Asi
when God composes a song,
Mwari kana vanyora rwiyo
he allows people of revelation
vanovhumidza vanhu vanozarukirwa
to have access.
kuti vagone kunzwawo.
And when you are able to produce it
Mukugona
as it was originally,
sezvazvakenge zviri pakutanga
then you are operating in a dimension of revelation.
waakuita zvinhu muchiyero
You are
chekuzarurirwa.
now, even as a musician, you are operating in a dimension of revelation.
Waakuita zvinhu muchiyero chekuzarurirwa.
Because the song was a song even before it was
Nekuti
sung
rwiyo
by you.
rwaive rwiyo kunyangwe panguva rwakanga-
So your struggle now has to be for you to be able to produce it
Saka basa rako rari kugona kuri
just as it was.
iri sezvayakanga iri pakutanga.
All right. Let's continue. You can sit down. Let's continue reading.
Mungatore nzvimbo
Read verse number 2 again.
ndaipa
Imagine we want to get to verse number 33.
pafunge kuti da kusvika kundima makumi matatu
So
netatu.
maybe not today.
Zvichida
Verse 2
zvakasiyana.
again.
For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto God.
Men, when you're speaking in an unknown tongue, you're not speaking unto men, but you're speaking unto God. Please include yourself also there as a man.
Musanganisire ipapo semunhu.
Don't forget yourself.
Musakanga nekuzvisanganisirawo pamwe chete ipapo.
Don't forget yourself.
Musakanga nekuzviisawo ipapo.
Lest you try to understand what you are saying in the
Zvimwe
spirit.
vakatopedza kunzwisisa zvauri kutaura semweya.
You are also part of the men there. I'm talking about the flesh.
Uri kutaura nhau yenyama.
Okay? I'm talking about the flesh.
Uri kutaura nhau yenyama.
The men that came after the men.
Munhu akauya mushure memunhu.
The fallen men.
Munhu akawa. Ndizvo.
The fallen, not the original men, the fallen men
Kwete wekutanga asi akawa.
cannot understand this.
Haakwanisi
Yes.
kunzwisisa izvi.
For no man understandeth him.
For no man understandeth who?
Him.
Yes.
Howbeit in the spirit.
For no man understandeth who?
Him.
No man understandeth who?
Him.
No man understandeth who? Including him. Okay? Even him.
kusanganisira na iye.
Even him. Not just men.
Kwete vanhu bedzi.
Failing to understand him, even him, the main part of him, also cannot understand what the spirit man is saying.
Howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries.
So you see the location? You see the place? Mysteries are being spoken where?
In the spirit.
Where?
In the spirit.
Where?
In the spirit.
Where?
In the spirit.
Mysteries are spoken in the spirit. You can pray for 1,000 things
Unogona kunamatira zviuru zvezvinhu
in an unknown tongue
mumutauro usinganzwisisike
in 10 minutes.
mumaminiti 10
1,000
zviuru zvezvinhu
areas of your life.
zvinhu zvakasiyana siyana zveupenyu hwako.
But the man is going to walk out of that prayer closet
Asi munhu achabuda munzvimbo yekunamatira iyoyo
with no satisfaction
asina kugutsikana
of having mentioned certain areas that are of concern.
kuti ataura here zvimwe zvezvinhu zviri
If I ask you, so zvizvawasiya zvawasina kunamatira,
what did you leave out, things that you didn't pray for?
the physical man is going to tell me things that he has already, the spirit has already prayed
Munhu
for.
wenyama achandiudza
Ndasiya
zvinhu
chakati,
zvakamaona
ndasiya chakati,
I've left
ndasiya
out
chakati,
this, I've
ndasiya
left
chakati.
out that.
Izvi ndichazvo zvinamatira mangwana.
I'll pray for these things tomorrow.
Verse 3. But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men.
Why is he comparing, why is he bringing in prophecy again?
Se vari kupinza
But he
nawo
that
kuprofita.
prophesieth speaketh unto
Unto men.
Unoprofita
men.
kuvanhu kumunhu
men get to hear
vanhu vanosvikawo pakunzwa
when it is now prophecy.
kana chaachiprofita zvino.
I don't want you to have a picture of two individuals,
Handisi kuti muve nemufananidzo wevanhu vaviri
the one praying
uyo ari kunamata
in an unknown tongue
nendimi
and the other one prophesying.
ari kuprofita.
No,
Kwete
these are not two people.
havasi vanhu vaviri
No, please, your picture has to be one.
ndapota mufananidzo wenyu ngauve mumwe chete.
The one speaking in an unknown tongue
Uyo ari kutaura nendimi isinganzikanwi
must have an ability to convert that into prophecy.
anosungirwa kuve
This is what he is saying.
kushandura kuti chive chiprofita.
The conversion
Kushandurwa
of a mystery,
kwechinhu chakavanzika
and you bring that language
wouyisa mutauro iwoyo
to the people's level of understanding.
kuchiyero chemanzwisisiro yevanhu.
That conversion
Iko kushandurika ikoko
is called prophecy.
ndo chiprofita.
Giving a meaning to a meaningless language.
Kupatsana ngudzo kumutauro
Giving a meaning.
kupatsana ngudzo
Giving a meaning
kugona kupatsana ngudzo
when what was being said mysteriously
apo zvaitaurwa zvakavanzika
is explained.
zvakuchitsanangurwa
The explanation of that mysterious language
tsanangudzo yemutauro
is
usinganzwisisiki
prophecy.
ndo chinove chiprofita.
If you can help people in your life who are your friends, who are your neighbors,
kubatsira vanhu muupenyu hwako shamwari dzako
to
vavakidza
understand mysterious
kuti
things
vagone kunzwisisa
that are happening,
zviri kuitika.
that conversion,
Kugona
if
kuzvishandura
you
ikoko,
can bring a person
kana uchigona kuisa munhu
from confusion
kubva
to a reality of understanding,
kuvhiringika kusvika pakunzwisisa
that's a prophetic ability.
kugona kwechiprofita ikoko.
You have been prophesying all along.
wanga uchiprofita nguva yose iyi.
If you can sit down with a person who is confused, he doesn't know what to do,
Gona kugara pasi nemunhu akavhiringa
everything in his life is upside down.
zvese muupenyu hwake zvakapidiguka.
And then you can turn the right side up.
Iwe woshandurudza wopidigudza.
What you're doing at that moment
Zvauri kuita panguva
is what? Now,
Zvino.
so he's not discouraging you. He's not saying
Haasi kukurambidzai.
you are smaller speaking in tongues than somebody who is prophesying.
Wakadupuka pakutaura nendimi pane uyo ari kuprofita.
He's not comparing two different individuals.
Haasiri kuenzanisa vanhu vaviri vakasiyana.
No.
Kwete.
You are comparing yourself to yourself. That when I'm speaking in an unknown tongue,
Kana ndichitaura nendimi isinganzwisisike.
it's an inferior service. Because I'm simply edifying myself. But if I start interpreting the mystery,
Ndikatanga kurapanura zvakavanzika.
it's a higher level. That one is above just speaking a mystery.
Ichocho chiri pamusoro pekungotaura zvakavanzika.
Because it is at that prophetic level that the church now begins to benefit.
Nekuti pachiyero chechiprofita chinotanga kuwana cheuviri kereke.
Hear this.
Panzwei,
Hear this.
panzwei.
Hear this. Read it again.
Iverenge zvakare.
But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification.
To Eddie.
Edification.
That's verse what?
Verse 3. To edification and exhortation
There is edification, exhortation,
and comfort.
and comfort.
Nokunyaradzwa.
Only when you are prophesying.
Bedzi uchingoprofita.
Only when you are prophesying.
Chiitika bedzi uchiprofita.
So what he's saying is,
Zvaari kutaura ndezvekuti
there could be edification and what?
panogona kuve nekusimbiswa,
Exhortation and comfort.
Exhortation
kurayirwa
and comfort
nekunyaradzwa
and edification.
nekusimbiswa.
These things are there
Zvinhu izvi zviriko
in a mysterious language,
mumutauro usinganzwisisike,
but they cannot be transferred
asi zvisingagoni kugoverwa
because they are transferred on the basis of understanding.
nekuti zvinogovereka chete pakugona.
So when you were speaking in a mysterious language, you were
Mutauro usinganzwisisike,
comforting people.
wanga uchinyaradza vanhu,
But the people to be comforted
asi kuti vanhu vanyaradzike
are not learned in the language that you were communicating with.
havana kudzidza mutauro wavo
So they
kutaura.
go back home
Saka vanodzoka kumba
with no comfort,
vasina kunyaradzwa,
having been given comfort.
asi mushure mekunge vanyaradzwa,
But the comfort was coded
asi kunyaradzwa kwange
in a
kwakavikidzwa
mysterious language.
mumutauro usinganzwisisike.
So you must, after you have spoken a mysterious language,
Mushure mekunge wataura mutauro
be
usinganzwisisike,
able to interpret that language.
gona kurapanura mutauro iwoyo.
And when you begin to interpret the language, you are already prophesying by giving people comfort.
Pakuutsanangura wakutoprofita mukunyaradza vanhu.
So what you are telling people by prophecy is what you would have told them in a mysterious language,
Zvaunenge uri kuvaudza muchiprofita zvinhu zvaunenge vaudza
but they
vanhu,
did not understand what you were saying.
asi vaisanzwisisa pawaitaura.
Are you following? Are you following?
Tiri tesere,
Please, are you following?
tiri tesere.
Okay, we are here to learn. Am I right on that one?
Ndizvere.
Oh, thank you. Unless if you are here for something else.
Kunze kwekunge
We are here to what?
To learn.
To learn. Uh-huh.
But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification,
To edification,
and exhortation,
exhortation,
and comfort.
and comfort. Yes?
He that speaketh in an unknown tongue
Ah.
edifieth himself.
Why do we have to talk about this? Because this is the language
Totaurei nezvazvo nokuti ndo mutauro wacho
of the gods.
wavamwari.
I should be able to speak to you in a mysterious language,
Ndinofanirwa kugona kutaura newe mutauro usinganzwisisike.
and you must be able to hear and understand me mysteriously.
Iwe uchifanirwa kugona kundinzwisisawo nenzira yakavanzika.
Yes.
Izvozvo
A mysterious language has to be understood mysteriously.
mutauro usinganzwisisiki unosungirwa kunzwisiswawo nenzira isinganzwisisike.
I should be able to talk to you
Ndinosungirirwa kugona kutaurawo newe
in the presence of your brethren,
muwepo
and I give you instructions,
ndokurayira zvekuita
and you hear things that you tell your wife, this is what prophet said, and she'll be wondering, when did prophet ever say that?
woti kuna madzimai ndozvandanzwa kubva kuna prophetis woshamisika kuti zvataurika nguwai.
Oh, be seated, please.
Mungatore nzvimbo dzenyu.
Let's study, let's learn, let us learn.
He that speaketh in an unknown tongue edifieth himself.
If you're speaking in a tongue that is not known,
Taura nerimi
all you're doing is what? Edifying who?
zvauri kuita kuti
Edifying who?
Yourself.
Edifying who?
Yourself.
Edifying who?
Yourself.
I want to hear you. Edifying who?
Yourself.
Right. So it also means that he who cannot speak
zvinoreva zvakare kuti uyo asingagoni kutaura
in this language lacks what?
Edification.
haagoni kuzvisimbisawo.
So you need, it's a must have, you need this language for your own personal what?
Edification.
Edification.
Mutauro wekuti ugone kuzvisimbisa.
So of most of the languages, this is just one language that brings multiplication
Pamutauro yose
to yourself.
imwe yemutauro
You are-
wekuvandudza.
Addition,
Kuzvivandudza.
there is increase.
Pane kukudza.
There is multiplication that is triggered
Pane kupetwa
when that
kwotoona.
language is spoken.
Kana mutauro iyoyo uchinge wataurwa.
You are enlarged. You
Unokudzwa.
get into your prayer closet small, you come out big.
Unopinda munamato uri mudiki wobuda
You go in lightweight, you come out
wakareruka
heavyweight.
wobuda wave nemhumo.
What kind of a language is that?
Mhando iyi yemutauro wakadai.
I have to encourage you because some of you, that's the reason why you are weak.
Ndinosungirirwa kukurudzirai nekuti vazhinji venyu ndosaka mune utera.
What has weakened you is the language that you speak.
Chaita kuti muve nehutera mutauro wamuri
You have
kutaura.
been weakened by the language.
Mashaiswa simba nokuda kwemutauro.
But he that prophesieth edifieth the church.
Okay. Read it again. He that speaks in an unknown tongue,
He that speaketh in an unknown tongue edifieth himself.
it's a personal edification. But he,
But he that prophesieth edifieth the church.
oh, now, you see, one person is only helping himself, and the other person is helping who?
The church.
The church.
Kereke yose.
Now, but again, bring those two individuals together.
Woisa vanhu vaviri vavo.
It is still one person
Munhu mumwe chete.
who is speaking in an unknown tongue and he has edified himself.
Wozvisimbisa.
And after edifying yourself, seek also to interpret that language,
Saka zvakare kurapa nhu.
and you make it prophecy.
Woshandira kuita
So
chiprofita.
after being edified, you then edify the what?
Wosimbisa
The
kereke.
church. When you seek to interpret
Pakutsvaka
a
kurapa
mystery
chakavanzika.
that has edified you,
Chakusimbisa.
explaining to people
Uchitsanangurira vanhu
how you got there,
kuti wakasvika sei ikoko.
because somebody might say,
Vamwe venyu mungati
I would rather prophesy and edify the church
ngaprofita zvangu
than speak in an unknown tongue.
pane kutaura nemutauro usinganzwisisiki.
But remember, you need to first be equipped.
Unosungirwa
You have to be edified personally to have enough strength
kuti uve nesimba rakakwana
in order for you to be able to help them.
kuti ugone kubatsirawo kereke.
When you start by helping the church before you are helped,
Ukatanga wabatsira kereke usati
when you start by trying to edify the church before you are personally edified,
Ukatanga wada kusimbisa kereke usati wasimbisa.
you will find yourself being cancelled. Iwo ndo unonga kuti uda kuti unyaradzwa.
You are the one who will be comforted instead.
The people that are coming to you for help will end up helping you.
vanhu vari kuuya kuzobatsirwa newe ndo vachagumisira vakubatsira iwe.
The people that have come to you for help,
vanhu vanenge vauya kuzobatsirwa newe,
kuzonyaradzwa newe.
to be comforted by you.
Anopedzera kunyaradza kuti, "Ah, it's okay, munhu waMwari."
They are the ones who end up comforting
Hey,
you.
hey, hey. You have to be edified yourself first before you edify
Tanga wasimbiswa iwe,
the church.
usati wasimbiswa
Yes?
church.
I would that ye all spake with tongues.
I what?
I would that ye all spake with tongues.
Yes. It's good for all of you to speak in tongues. Yes?
But rather that ye prophesy.
But rather that you prophesy,
For greater is he that prophesieth than he that speaketh with tongues.
greater is who?
He that prophesieth
Than?
than he that speaketh with tongues.
Are these people true?
vanhu ava vaviri here.
You want to achieve greatness from tongues to what? To prophecy. From tongues to what? To prophecy. I would rather have all of you speak in tongues, but rather that you what? You prophesy. Why?
For greater is he that prophesieth than he that speaketh with tongues.
Why is he greater?
sei ari mukuru.
Why is the one prophesying greater than the one speaking in an unknown tongue? Huh? Hello? Yeah, hello?
Because he's edifying the church.
Is edifying what?
The church.
The church. Move on.
For greater is he that prophesieth than he that speaketh with tongues, except
See that? Except.
he interpret
What is being interpreted here?
tongues.
So once the tongue is interpreted, the prophetic is no longer greater
Chiprofita hachisina
than the tongues.
kudarika ndimi.
Prophecy is greater than a tongue that is not what? Interpreted.
Kundimi isati yadudzirwa.
But once a tongue is interpreted,
Ndimi yadudzirwa,
it has now evolved.
yashanduka.
So you can speak in tongues and you leave it there at a lower level. But if you seek to interpret,
Ukatsvaka kududzira,
you are taking those tongues to a greater level where the tongue becomes what? Prophetic.
kuenda pachiyero chekuti dzove ndi chiprofita.
And the church what? Is what?
Edified.
Edified.
Chechi yosimbiswa.
Except he interpret.
Except. You what?
Interpret.
It means that's another gift there. Except you what?
Interpret.
So the one who has the gift of speaking in tongues must also desire
Ngavaone chishuwo,
a gift and ability to interpret the what?
zvigoniso zvekududzira.
You don't say, God, give it to me. We say, you desire to have it manifest.
Ndinoshuvira kuti
You already have
watove nacho
the ability to explain the mysteries.
zvakavanzika.
So now I'm aware. I've been speaking in tongues.
Ndakuziva ndaitaura nendimi
I didn't know that I was already prophesying.
handaiziva kuti ndiri kutoprofita.
So I was asking God for the gift of prophecy,
Ndaikumbira Mwari chipo chekuprofita.
and yet the prophetic is in the tongues.
Asi chiprofita chiri mu.
All I needed was to interpret the tongues.
Chandaingoda chete kududzira ndimi.
Are you following?
Tiri
Are
tesere.
you following?
Tiri tesere.
Are you following?
Tiri tesere.
Do you know that when you're speaking in tongues, sometimes you are telling yourself what is going to be happening tomorrow?
Unoziva here kuti uchitaura nendimi zvichida
You are
kuti-
already telling yourself
Uri kutozviudza
what time to leave your house, what to put on, the people that you are going to meet,
vanhu vauchasangana navo zvakare.
what you are lacking is
Chamusina
interpretation.
kugona kududzira.
this language of the gods was given,
mutauro wavamwari uyu pawakapiwa,
hey, this was God's best way of safeguarding you.
ndo yaive nzira
Warnings are coming.
yekukuchengetedza.
Instructions are coming.
Uri kurayirwa, uri kuyambirwa.
As you speak in a language that you don't understand.
Uchitaura mutauro wausinganzwisise.
So, prophet, yes. Now, seek to what?
Interpret.
To interpret.
Tsvaka kugona kududzira.
It's a separate ability. It can be there, lying idle in you,
Chisingashande chiri mumauri.
until you are fed up
Kusvikira waneta
of saying things
wekungotaura zvinhu
that are not understood.
zvisinganzwisisi.
And you seek to give a meaning.
Wotsvaka kupa dudziro kwazvinhu.
Then edification starts to take place at a higher level now. The church is benefiting.
Kwakuitika
Now,
pamberi.
Except he interpret.
except ye what?
Interpret.
That's why I was telling you that it's not a separate person. It's the same person who was once speaking in tongues.
Munhu mumwe chete aimbotaura nendimi.
Okay. And he's inferior
Ari
to
pasi
the prophet
kumuprofita.
unless he interprets.
Kunze kwekunge adudzira.
So seek to interpret,
Tsvaka kugona kududzira.
then you become a prophet. Seek to interpret, then you become a what? A prophet. Yes?
That the church may receive edifying.
Yes.
Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you?
Sit down.
Mungatore nzvimbo dzenyu.
Brethren, if I come to you and I speak in tongues, which is the unknown language,
Ndataura kwamuri.
what shall I what?
What shall I profit you?
You see the word prophet?
Ngakubatsirei.
I know you might have heard that, but sometimes you are not paying attention. There is a word prophet. This is a language that brings profit.
Mutauro une pundutso.
You profit at the level of that language.
Unowana cheuviri pachiyero chemutauro uyu.
There's profiting. So he's saying, if I come
Saka ari kuti kana ndikauya.
and I speak to you in a language that you don't understand, how shall that language profit you?
Wotaura nemi nendimi yamusinganzwisisi. Zvinokubatsirei.
It means that if an unknown language
Zvinoreva kuti mutauro usinganzwisisi.
is given meaning,
Ukapiwa tsanangudzo.
it produces profit.
Unove nepundutso.
People are supposed to profit
Vanhu vanosungirwa kuva necheuviri.
from tongues that have been what? Interpreted.
Kubva kundimi dzadudzirwa.
Profit. Say profit.
Prophet.
Say profit.
Prophet.
Again, profit.
Prophet. What shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation?
He's going to give you 4 ways of interpreting
Kupa nzvimbo nzira
a
dzekududzira
mysterious language.
mutauro usinganzwisisikwe.
You will not profit from my language
Hamowani cheuviri kubva kumutauro
unless
kunze kwekunge
I speak to you by revelation.
ndataura nemi mukuzarurirwa.
By revelation and by knowledge
Nekuzarurirwa
By revelation
nokuzwisisa,
or by knowledge
or by
prophesying
or by
or by doctrine.
or by doctrine. Let's read it again.
vativerenge
If I come to you
Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge?
So he's saying, I have to be able to give to you the tongues,
sungirwa kugona kupai ndimi.
but then I have to subject that language to revelation.
Asi ndoisa mutauro iwo
It has to be by revelation.
zvinosungirwa kuve nomutoo wekuzarurirwa.
If I come and I speak to you in a language that you don't know, you don't understand, what shall it profit you?
Ndokutaura
So
mutauro
if I want you to profit from what I'm
kana
saying,
chida kuti muone cheuviri
I have to give it to you in form of a revelation.
ndinotokupai
So the revelation of that language, I have to reveal, I have to unpack, I have to simplify the language.
tozvitsanangura nenzira iri nyore.
I have to reveal
Ndokuzarurirai
the language to you.
mutauro uyu kwamuri.
And once the language is revealed,
Kana mutauro uchinge wazarurwa
now you can see it.
maakugona kuona
The things revealed belong to who? To
zvinhu
us.
zvazarurwa ndezvedu.
The things hidden belong to who? To God.
Zvakavanzika ndezvaMwari.
So what I am coming to do is to reveal
Ndiri kuuya kuzoita
a mysterious language
mutauro wakavanzika.
now so that you can profit. So you interpret tongues
Unodudzira ndimi
by revelation.
nechizaruro.
You are interpreting in a known language by revelation.
Mutauro usinganzwisiki.
That's number one. Number two, by what?
By knowledge.
By knowledge.
Nokuziva.
It's another way also of making people know.
Inzira zvakare yekuti vanhu vazive nayo.
You convert, you look at the language, and then you bring it to their level of knowledge, their level of
Tarisa
understanding.
mutauro woendesa kuchero chemanzwisiro avo.
This is English that I'm speaking
Ichi chirungu chandiri kutaura
because it is known.
nekuti chinozivikanwa.
But then I'm speaking mysteries.
Asi ndiri kutaura zvakavanzika.
I'm interpreting a mysterious language
Ndiri kududzira mutauro usinganzwisisikwe.
using a language that you know.
Ndichishandisa mutauro wamunoziva.
Knowledge,
Ruzivo.
knowledge,
Ruzivo.
knowledge,
Kuziva.
knowledge. So convert the mystery,
Shandura.
convert, translate the language
Rapanura.
into a known language to the people that you're trying to help.
Mutauro unodzidziswa nevanoda kubatsira.
Get to speak their language.
Svika pakutaura mutauro wavanonzwawo.
Not because you are interested in their language,
Kwete nekuti unofarira kutaura
but because you
mutauro
are interested in interpreting your mysterious
wavo.
language.
Nekuti unoda kududzira mutauro usinganzwisisike vagodzwa.
You are interested in interpreting a mysterious language, so you end up having to learn
Unogumisira wava
what they
kudzidza
know.
zvavanoziva.
Are you following so far?
Tiri tese
So there's a revelation, there is knowledge, there is also what?
Or by prophecy.
By
Prophesy.
prophecy.
nokuprofita.
Or by prophecy. So when you stand up and then you are what? You are prophesying. He's trying to also he's seeming like he wants to make it different from the previous prophecy, but it is the same thing. Whichever way you choose, maybe you're not comfortable with being called a prophet.
Shida ufariri kunzi muprofita.
Still, you can choose to be called a revelator. You're still prophesying.
Unogona kungonzi uri muzaruri.
Okay? If you are a person of understanding,
Uri munhu wokunzwisisa.
and all you do is to interpret mysteries, you're prophesying.
Kurapanura.
Or you're willing to be called a prophet, it's still okay.
Zvakangonaka.
That's what he's saying. And the last thing is what?
By doctrine.
By doctrine. So you are interpreting tongues
Kududzira ndimi
by doctrine.
nedzidziso.
Doctrine, the word doctrine, don't let that one confuse you. It only means teaching.
Idzidziso.
Yes, you look at the word, it means teaching.
Mukatarisa zviro rinongoreva.
So when you start to teach people,
Paunotanga kudzidzisa vanhu.
you are getting information from a mysterious communication that you had with God. You were hearing things that are so mysterious.
Kunzwa zvinhu zvakavigiridzwa zvakavanzika.
But your ability to convert now those things into teachings,
Kugona kwako kushandura zvinhu izvozvo igove dzidziso.
you are interpreting
Uri
tongues.
kududzira ndimi.
Are you following?
Tiri tese here.
Let the people learn from your mysterious experiences.
Vanhu ngavadzidza kubva kune zvavo.
Then you are prophesying.
Mukudaro uri kuprofita.
Doctrine, teaching.
It's all right.
Act of teaching.
Yes. Move on.
Verse 7. And even things without life-giving sound.
Hear that? Even things without life.
Kunyange zvinhu zvisina upenyu.
There are things without life.
Kune zvinhu zvisina upenyu.
They give sound. And there are things with life, they also what?
Koita
Give
zvinhu
sound.
zvisina upenyu.
There are things without life, and yet without life, they still give what? He's just trying to challenge you so that you don't brag, you don't move around bragging simply because you produce a sound. He's saying even things without life can do that. Things without what? Life can produce sound. They can sing like you. Lest you think you are unique simply because you can sing. Things without life are also musicians. Can also what?
Give sound.
Even if it's a preaching, don't think you're so special because you can preach. Because things without life can also what? Give sound. They can also preach. Now, he's going to tell you now what makes you special. It is not the sound that you produce, but distinction, interpretation, the meaning of what is being said. Now,
whether pipe or harp,
things without life, they produce what?
giving sound.
They what?
Give sound.
They what?
Give sound.
They are givers. Though they don't have life, they still can give. They are so generous yet without life. Thousands upon thousands of artists are givers. Shows are taking place everywhere. People are flying from United States of America. Some are coming from Jamaica to come and what? And give sound to the Zimbabweans. But is there any edification? Zero. Is there any message in the music, in the song?
No.
Zero. So things without what? They still have an ability to give. What? Sound. How much are people paying? For a thing without life that comes to give sound. If I call for a seminar, I have life. But you cannot make people pay and they don't get to talk about it. But a thing without life, when it comes to give a sound without a meaning, it is not the keys, it is not the lyrics, it is the message that is being transported. Do you have a message to tell? Be seated, please. Be seated. Even things without
life, giving sound.
They give sound, yes?
Whether pipe,
whether it's a what?
A pipe.
It's a pipe.
Or harp.
Or it is a what?
Harp.
A harp.
Except
now, this is what makes it now unique. Except, again, he's talking about somebody who speaks in an unknown tongue, and he's saying that's just a sound. It's not going to help people. Except, now, hear what then the pipe needs to understand. If you are a pipe, if you produce sound, that's a first level of communication. You have been edifying yourself as a pipe, as a harp. Except
they give a distinction in the sounds.
There must be a distinction in the what?
In the sound. How shall it be known?
How shall it be known? How shall it be known what is being piped? Huh? How shall it be
known what is piped or harped?
So it means the sound has to be known, not heard. The sound also has to be known, and it cannot be known unless the sound is what?
For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound,
he calls it an uncertain, but it is still what?
A sound.
It is still what?
A sound.
Yet the trumpet is already what? Given. How shall people prepare for war?
Who shall prepare himself to the battle?
Now, the trumpet has been blown and the sound has come out, but the sound is uncertain. How shall it be known by the people? Because the same trumpet is also used for a celebration gathering. But when it's time for war, the enemies are invading your territory. It is the same trumpet, but it has to bring out a different what? Sound that is known to the people. That when you hear this sound in particular, you don't put on a tuxedo. You have to run. So there must be a difference, a distinction. Huh? Are you following? How shall the people prepare for battle if the sound being produced by the trumpet is uncertain? It's confusing. It's confusing. So what makes you unique then is your ability to make meaning of the things that are mysterious about you. Can you bring out clarity? Huh? Consistency in what you're doing. Do you think my voice parinotangira pasi pasapa nekumusoro kwarinopera hapana pandinomboupfuura nepane voice raminister maendere ndotorinapo kapisi kadiki but kadiki kuti mupanzwe ipapo kuti ndapfuurawo napo mumbopanzwa panotoripo panotoripo pakutoti ndikatotanga kutitakira pasi ndichikwidzawo ndichidi ndotopfuurawo nepavoice rake but kupfuura chete iye anonoswera ipapo oitira basa rake rese ipapo. So isusu vapfuuri nepo, we cannot make a profession out of a party ngopfuura nayo kana nyawo tomboziva ndepapi. Distinction. 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 Are you following this? Are you following this? Are you following this? So when they are ministering, it's not just a song that he's bringing. Okay, it takes somebody who has an understanding of a gift,
Zvinotoda munhu anonzwisisa chipo,
to also attach a revelation to what the gifted is doing.
chizaruro chezviri kuitwa neane chipo.
Before you get to hear
Usati wasvikawo pakunzwa
the song,
rwuyo rwuimba,
the man has converted himself into a song.
murume yazvishandura kuve rwuyo rwacho.
Okay?
Ndizvo.
Yes. So the life of the song goes ahead of the song. He's where he belongs.
Ari kwaanogara.
He is where he belongs. Hope you are following what I'm saying.
Ndinovimba muri kufamba nini pane zvandiri kutsanangura.
You continue. Sit down, please.
Mungatore nzvimbo dzenyu.
Distinction. How shall they know
Vachaziva sei mutsauko
if this trumpet is for war?
kana hwamanda iyi yakuridzirwa hondo.
So likewise ye,
So likewise, who? Ye.
except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood.
Your tongues are supposed to be easy to understand. Yes?
How shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air.
Utaura kupi? Mhepo.
There are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in the world,
Nyika yakazara mazwi.
It is full of voices.
and none of them is without signification.
And pamazwi ese iwayo hakuna risina zvarinoreva.
There is no word that is no meaning.
But hazvireve kuti ese mazwi iwayo zvaanoreva zvinozivikanwa.
All those words, what they mean is known.
Ane zvaanoreva,
They all signify something.
but zvaanoreva hazvidi, hazvizivikanwi.
What they mean is not known.
So seek to bring a meaning
Tsvaka kugona kuve nedudziro
to what is not known.
kune icho chisingazivikanwa.
That is what he is saying, yes?
Ndozvaari kutaura.
Therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice,
Therefore, if I know not the what?
the meaning
Of the what?
of the voice,
Uh-huh.
I shall be unto him that speaketh
I shall be unto him that speaketh a what?
a barbarian.
A barbarian. So I'll be looking at you whilst you're speaking in tongues.
Ndenge ndichikutarisai muchitaura nendimi.
I'm waiting for you to finish
Ndakamira kuti mupedze
and to come to my language.
muuye kumutauro wangu.
So whilst you are enjoying your tongues,
Saka muri kutapirirwa nendimi dzenyu.
I'm like a barbarian, an alien, a stranger. So kwandiri service aisati yatanga.
To me, the service hasn't started yet.
Ichiri yako yekuzoedify uri wega aisati yatanga. There are preachers that can do that. They can speak in tongues for 3 minutes.
Kuna vaparidzi vanozviita vanotaura nendimi kwemaminiti matatu.
And we are all like barbarians. We are looking at him.
Tose toita sevabva.
We are hoping that when he is done, he would give a meaning
totarisa kuti kana vapedza vachatitsanangurira
to what he was saying.
kuti vambenge vachiti kudii.
Some people will not tell you that I'm now interpreting tongues. Maybe he gets into the message and he starts interpreting,
Zvichida vopinda mumhari dzotanga
Those
kududzira.
tongues. and then you are wondering, we didn't get to hear what he was saying in tongues. That's exactly what he said after what? The tongues.
Hatina kunzwa kuti vari kuti kudii. Ndozvavanga
And
vachitaura.
some, they only speak
Vamwe vanongotaura
and they get into something completely different.
votopinda mune nyaya yakatosiyana.
Yet what they were supposed to do is to spend most of their time communicating in a language that is known, that is understood, so that all of us can what? Can benefit.
Kutaura nemutauro unozivikanwa nevese.
I'm like a barbarian.
And he that speaketh shall be a barbarian unto me.
And also him that is speaking. So I'm not the only barbarian in that church. Him also shall be a what? It's not the only. Read it again.
Iverengei zvakare, handisi ndega
Therefore,
uri
if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speaketh a barbarian
So I'm like a barbarian unto him that is speaking, number one.
And he that speaketh shall be a barbarian.
Newe ufuthi.
Even you too.
Even so ye, for as much as ye are zealous of spiritual gifts.
Zeal. In as much as you are what? Zealous of what?
Spiritual gifts. Seek that ye may excel to the edifying of the church.
Excel to the what?
Edifying of the church.
How do you get there?
Unosvika seiko?
By interpreting.
Yes.
Wherefore, let him that speaketh in an unknown tongue pray that he may interpret.
Let he that what?
Speaketh in an unknown tongue pray.
Pray. Pray. That what?
That he may interpret.
He may. He is the same that was praying in an unknown tongue. You must then get to a level where you say, I need to pray for an ability to interpret tongues to manifest. Because I feel I'm strong enough now to make the church strong. I've been edified enough to also edify the church. So there's a possibility that you can speak in tongues and not be able to what? Interpret unless you what? Pray for what? It's not automatic. It's not like my tongues are in interpretation. You have to seek, you have to desire that additional advantage. Now, Holy Spirit, help me understand what I'm saying. Help me, and so that I can help the people understand what I'm saying.
For if I pray in an unknown tongue, my spirit prayeth.
If I'm praying in an unknown tongue, who is praying?
My spirit.
My spirit. Like I said, the church was still small, unlike us. It is the spirit. I, the spirit, praying. Not my spirit. I, the spirit, is praying. When I pray in a what?
In an unknown tongue.
Now, he still calls it unknown. Yet it is known to God. So it is unknown in as far as the people around are what? Concerned. The unknown language is a known language. Why? Because God understands it. And God's creation what? Understands.
For if I pray in an unknown tongue, my spirit prayeth, but my understanding is unfruitful.
If I what?
If I pray in an unknown tongue, my spirit prayeth. But my understanding is unfruitful.
My what?
Understanding.
My physical understanding is what?
Unfruitful.
Unfruitful, what does that mean? What does that mean? Being unfruitful.
Strong's. Barren.
What does it mean? What does it mean to be unfruitful? If your mind is unfruitful.
Without yield.
Without
producing anything, without yield.
Without what?
Without benefit.
Yes.
Without yield, without any fruit that is coming out.
Nothing is coming out of it. Okay? There is nothing that you can harvest from your mind. Okay. So he's talking about the physical mind. He's talking about the physical mind, that when I'm praying as a spirit, in a language that is mysterious, though as a spirit I know the language, though as a spirit I also know that God, being a spirit, knows the language, but mentally, physically, I'm not being fruitful. So I have no sense of achievement. That donza 2 hours in Chinamata, but in Rugunzwa, Nendimi. But Bandino Buddha and Ronzwa Kunge.
But when I come out of prayer,
Pandeswandadi, remember, Pandeswandadi, Shandasia.
I've left out certain things.
So I don't consider that prayer a successful prayer. Why? Because I did not manage to include things that are known. Physically, carnally, I have things that I know. And if those things are not mentioned physically and carnally in the prayer, then
coming out of the prayer board,
because I'm not sure of what I was saying.
What is it then? I will pray with the spirit and I will pray with the understanding also.
I will pray with the spirit and I will pray with what?
The understanding
Also. So what he's trying to do here, Paul, is just trying to strike a balance so that all of me is happy. So I will pray in the spirit, tongues, 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 tongues. And then once in a while, ndisanzwe kunge dambudziko reradi rasara. My tongues, 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 and then I want to go.
and all of a sudden I put
Nyaya dziri kunetsa dziedze nadzo kuti tongue, 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 what did you go? Tongue, 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 what did you go? Aiwa, unombonzwa kuti nyaya dzese dzakafa.
I make sure that
So Paul is saying, because of that unfruitfulness of my mind, I then have to also pray with understanding also. But by also, it also means that the understanding has to be less. He's not praying by understanding and in the spirit also. No, it is in the spirit. And also what? Understanding. You must get to a point where even with the understanding part, it has to be spiritual, so that all of it can be spiritual. Even the understanding part, where you are praying in a language that is known, that part also, it must also be included in the spirit. So that even when you are praying in Shona, you are praying in the spirit. Even when you are praying in English, you are also praying in the spirit. You say things in English that you see coming to pass tomorrow. Then you will know it wasn't just English. No, it wasn't. It was spiritual language. There must be spirituality to a language that even if you start speaking a known language to other people, yours is still mysterious in the sense that you touch on mysteries. Be seated, please. Let me close.
Mungatore nzvimbo dzenyu,
Let me
regai
close.
ndipendere.
Let me close. Let me close. Let me close. Let me close. We must be careful when it comes to things that we command
Chenjerere pane zvinhu zvatinoreva.
in the spirit, words that we speak.
Mashoko atinotaura.
We must be people of revelation
Tisungirwa kunge tiri vanhu vechizaruro
so that we are sure
kuti tive nechokwadi
of
chizere.
the names that we are using, that we are including in our prayers.
Chemazita atiri kushandisa, atiri kusanganisira muminamato yedu.
Yes. You call it a demon.
Munoridana muchiti idhimoni.
Who called it a demon?
Ndiani akaripa zita rekuti idhimoni?
What if it has a different name?
Ko kana rine zita rakatosiyana.
Even if Jesus comes and he also calls it a demon, is he calling it a demon because it's a demon, or that's a known language to you that he's choosing to what? At what point did Jesus say, "You demon, come out"?
Ndepapi apo pakanzi naJesu iwe dhimoni buda?
I know he would say, "Unclean spirit." I know. Yeah. Yes. Because I want to understand his language. Why am I using a language that he is not using? And I'm surprised when deliverance is not happening. How come someone comes and he says to demons, "You evil spirits come out," and spirits are coming out at a lower level, and someone comes in quietly and demons are coming out? What kind of a language is that? Silence in the spirit can be a language that can fully be understood. Are you hearing me? When you get back to your house and you open your door, you walk in. It's not about what am I going to say when I get back home. When you have become one with what you say, you don't need to say anymore. You become the arrival of light into darkness. It is from today going forward that you will no longer have the devil in your house. Why? Because you are there. It's your house. It is whose house? This body was officially given to me by God, and not to cancer. It was given to me. By who? And not to depression, not to stress. The body was given to who? To me. By who? Hear me, child of God.
ndinzwe mwana womwana.
Now, some of you might think, I still needed to explain something, but now my time is up. Some of you think, since it is your house,
Vamwe venyu munofunga kuti nekuti mumba mako
everything else will go away.
zvimwe zvese zvinotiza.
No. In your house right now, there are rats,
Mumba mako izvozvi mune makonzo,
there are mosquitoes,
mune mamosquito,
there are cockroaches,
mune majubheki,
there are spiders.
mune madandemutande.
But imba yaniyo.
But whose house is that?
Now,
Zvino
there comes a time when you decide kuti no,
panosvika nguva
makonzo adi,
that rats must die.
ndizvo.
Is that not so?
Vacho vanotengesa vanotakana kuti right vabereki.
Those who
Mashungurudzwa ne?
they know how to present. the
Vashungurudzwa nemapete
They have been
nemakonzo.
tormented by rats. That's how they say.
Pane chamvari chiri pano che.
We now have a lethal, poisonous
Aha.
substance that can kill rats.
Now, it doesn't mean that all of these people who are passing by
Hazvirevi kuti vese vari kupfuura
havana makonzo, havana
don't
mapete
have
mudzimba.
rats and cockroaches in
No,
their
pari
house.
kubvunzwa kunzi ashungurudzwa,
They
aneta.
are asking for those who have been tormented, who are sick and tired of rats.
It's up to you
Zvapauri zvino
to decide.
kuti uchiita sarudzo
You say, I'm tired.
kuti ndaneta ini.
This is my house.
Inoi
This is my body.
muviri wangu.
Kana padaro ndo paunochiti right.
Having said that,
So what do I do?
saka zvino ndodii?
What do I do?
Ndochidii zvino?
What do I do?
Ndoita seiko?
I have to engage in a mysterious warfare.
Ndakupinda nehondo isinganzwisisike.
Personally, I made the decision years back.
Pachezvangu ndakaita sarudzo makore apfuura.
I made the decision
Ndakaita sarudzo
that humans will not trouble me.
kuti vanhu havasiri kuzondishungurudza.
Humans will not trouble me.
Vanhu havasiri kuzondishungurudza.
I'm here
Ndiri pano
to help them
kuti ndivabatsire.
and not to be helped by them. I'm here to
Kwete
help
ndibatsirwe
them.
navo.
Understand your position in God. It is your opinion of them that matters, not their opinion of you.
Mafungire ako aunoita kwavari kwete avo kwauri.
You are in this world not to be given a name by the world. You are here to give
Uri
names.
munyika ino kwete kupiwa zita asi kuti upe zvinhu mazita.
Chinotokosha apa ndezvawataura iwe pamusoro pavo.
What is more important is what you say about them.
Don't lose your position in God.
Usabviswa panzvimbo muna She.
Are you hearing what I'm saying now?
Uri kunzwa zvandiri
Are
kutaura?
you listening to what I'm saying now?
Uri kuteera zvandiri kutaura here?
Oh. If they give me a name,
Kana vakandipa zita,
and the name they've given me is not the name thereof,
zita ravandipa risiriro chairo,
who cares?
ndiana nebasa nazvo.
You are far from what they are calling you. You are far from what they are saying about
Kune
you.
nezvavari kutaura nezvavari kuita.
You are bigger, you are greater, you are larger, you are huge.
Unyanya, une mumu.
Those people, what they lack is a revelation of you.
Vanhu ivavo chavasina chizaruro chekuti umbori ani.
How can they look at you now and think that you'll end like that?
Vangakutarisa zvauri nhasi vofunga kuti uchaperera
They
pauri
don't have a revelation.
nekuti havana chizaruro zvachose.
person who has a revelation, who has enough discernment,
munhu ane chizaruro anonzvera
should look at you now and be terrified.
anofanira kutarisa izvozvi agotya newe.
Do you know how many things I've survived in the past?
ziva zvinhu zvandakararama mumashure umo here,
And you call me a nobody?
woti ndiri munhu pasina?
No.
Kwete,
I survived for a reason.
ndararamira
There is an assignment ahead of me.
pane basa riri mberi kwangu.
Right now,
Iko zvino
your life is miserable
upenyu hwako hauna
because you have handed yourself over to people who have no revelation of you,
kuti wazviisa mumaoko evanhu asina
and they've given you a name which is your name there, which is not your name thereof.
kupa zita risiri zita rako,
That is not your character.
hausiriwo,
That is not your ability. That is not you.
hausiriwo iwewe.
But you have to rise up to your position now.
Simuka
And you say, my body is my body.
woti muviri wangu muviri wangu,
No one
hakuna
will gain access into my mind without my permission.
achinyahwaira mupfungwa dzangu asina mvumo yangu.
Child of God, are you listening to this?
Mwana waMwari uri kuzvinzwa here?
This is why you decide.
Ndokusaka iwe uchiita
Jesus is asking a man,
sarudzo. Jesu ari kubvunza munhu,
what is your will?
uri kudii?
What is it that you would want
Chii chauri kuda
me to do for you?
kuti ini ndikuitire?
Are you tired of this situation?
Waneta here nedambudziko iri?
What wilt thou that I should do unto thee? And he said, Lord, that I may receive my sight.
He was tired of blindness.
Akanga aneta neupofu.
And what I want from you is my sight.
Chandiri kungoda kubva kwamuri kuti ndione.
I want my sight. I want insight. I want foresight.
Urikuda kufanoona.
I desire understanding, Lord.
Noshuwawo kunzwisisa Ishe.
Give me more light from this service. Light.
Leo chiedza kubva musando runo.
So that even things that I thought
Kuti kunyangwe nezvinhu zvandaifunga
are bad
kuti zvakaipa
that are happening to me.
zviri kuitika kwandiri.
If you give me more light,
Kana mukandiwedzera chiedza,
I will look at those things again
ndichatarisa zvakare zvinhu zvimwe chete.
and I will realize there is nothing bad about that.
Ndigoona kuti hapana kana chakaipa pazviri.
Thousands of you that are present here today,
Zviuru zvevanhu vari pano nhasi,
all that you have been going through is simply a transition.
zvamange muchipindana nazvo kufamba munguva negwara renyu.
Yes. Things that you have allowed to define your life,
Zvinhu zvamakabvumidza kuti zvitsanangure upenyu hwenyu.
whatever has happened to you,
Chingave chii chawakapindana
it was
nacho.
simply the shadow, the valley of the shadow of death that you were passing what? Through.
Manga muchingofura nemupata werufu.
Now, this is what I know
Izvi ndo zvandinoziva izvi.
prophetically.
Muchiprofita
There comes a time
panosvika nguva
when you start finding yourself getting to the end of the valley.
apa uchatanga kuona vakusvika mberi kwemupata.
And you know that darkness is ending now.
Woziva kuti rima raakuguma zvino.
Child of God, some of these things
Zvimwe zvezvinhu izvi
you might not be aware
unogona kunge usiri kuziva
mentally.
mupfungwa dzako.
Your brain is unfruitful.
Pfungwa dzako hadzina pundutso.
But be rest assured, the inner man, the
Asi
spirit
ziva
man,
kuti munhu wemukati, munhu wemweya ari mauri,
The Spirit, you
munhu wemweya ari iwewe,
you the Spirit,
iwe munhu wemweya.
everything is becoming so clear now.
Zvese zvakutanga kujeka zvino.
So all that you are praying for
Saka chawakungonamatira zvino
is for the mystery
kuti chakavanzika
to be understood,
chigone kunzwisiswa,
for the secrets
kuti
to be revealed.
zviburiswe pachena.
You are saying, Lord,
Uri kuti Ishe,
I know you have spoken,
ndinoziva kuti mataura,
but then my mind is unfruitful.
asi pfungwa dzangu hadzina pundu.
I cannot write it down what you have said.
Ndigoni kunyora pasi zvamataura.
I'm praying for an ability to interpret now.
Ndakunamatira zvigoniso zvekugona kududzira.
I am praying for an ability
Ndakunamatirawo zvigoniso
to interpret,
zvekududzira.
an ability to interpret,
Kukwanisa kududzira.
an ability to interpret,
Kugonawo kududzira.
an ability to interpret.
Kugona kurapanura.
It's an ability
Kukwanisa
to give a meaning
kupa tsanangudzo
to the mystery.
kune icho chabhenge chakavanzika.
Some of you, God has given you details
Vamwe venyu Mwari vanyatsokutsanangurirai
that will cover you for the next 5 years, but you are not aware.
zvakufukidzirai kwemakore mashanu anotevera, asi
You are not sure.
hamutoziva.
You are praying that God will send a prophet,
Kunamata kuti Mwari vachakutumira muprofita,
yet God has already sent prophecy.
asi Mwari vatokutumira chiprofita.
What you need now to learn to do
Chaakuda kuti uite zvino
is to interpret, even if it's an attack that comes your way.
kududzira, kunyangwe kurwiswa.
Interpret an attack.
Gona kududzira.
If it's an insult, interpret an insult.
Gona kududzira zvakare.
If you are being misunderstood by your relatives,
Kana usinganzwisisikwe nehama dzako,
interpret that.
gona kuzvidudzira.
Why? Because you are a mystery.
Sei? Nekuti hauna-
If you are a mystery, you are bound to be misunderstood.
zvinoitika kuti vatadze kunzwisisa.
Are you following this?
Tiri tese here.
But I realize that there are some of you here,
Taona kuti pane vamwe venyu pano
you might want to even receive
mungade kugamuchira
that ability
zvigoniso
to,
izvozvo
to even speak
zvekugonawo kunyangwe nekutaura
in another language.
mumwe mutauro.
We'll get to a part later on in that chapter,
Pane
and I will explain some things to you
ndichatsanangura zvimwe zvinhu
about the tongues
nechekuita nendimi
of men
dzavanhu
and the tongues of angels.
nendimi dzengirosi.
There is a language you speak,
Pane mutauro unotaura,
and there's a place somewhere where they speak that language,
poita nzvimbo
but there is a language you speak,
asi pane mutauro unotaura.
and the only place where they use that language is in the spirit.
Nzvimbo yega yaunoshandisa mutauro iyoyo pamweya.
You need to learn to speak mysteries.
Unosungirwa kudzidza kutaura zvisinganzwisisike.
God is giving you that language today and throughout the week.
Mwari vari kukupa mutauro iyoyo nhasi.
You will be speaking mysteries
Mutango uchitaura zvisinganzwisisike.
and interpreting mysteries.
Uchidudzira zvakavanzika.
You will prophesy to yourself
I receive.
in tongues,
I receive.
and then you begin to give yourself prophecies,
I receive.
because it's easy for you
Zviri nyore kwamuri
to know what you were saying.
kuti uzive kuti waiti kudii.
How do you know?
Unoziva sei?
What were you thinking
Wanga uchifungei
when you were saying
pawanga uchitaura
what you don't understand?
izvo usinganzwisisi.
I'm teaching you already.
Ndakutokudzidzisai.
It's easy for you
Zviri nyore
to
kwamuri
interpret in unknown
kuti
tongue.
ugone kududzira.
How do I know
Ndoziva sei
what I was saying
zvandange
if I
ndichitaura
don't understand the language?
kana ndisinganzwisisi mutauro wacho.
Easy,
Zviri nyore,
simple, What were you thinking when you were saying what you were saying? What was going through your mind? Did you not see a picture of a different location where you are staying? Did you not see a house bigger than the one you are staying in? Did you not see yourself walking with a husband, with a wife? When you were saying what you were saying, what was going through your mind? It's an interpretation of a mystery. Oh my God. So when I pray for you now, your thought and your language will be in sync. It will be so perfectly matched that you will be caused to think of the exact thing that you are saying. Those things will come in flashes and the speed will be so much. Why? Because the language is so fast. It will confuse some of you because you can picture 7 things in 10 seconds. And you're wondering, so which one am I praying for? It's because the language also is that fast. I'm thinking right now whether this is possible, because I know everything is possible, but I would have wanted, imagine if I'm to invite people here, an altar call. Who doesn't want to come here? But I would have wanted, hey, you see, all of us were interested, but our level of desire is different. The desire has to be great. The desire has to be great. If you are desiring this language greatly, you are saying, I've realized today that without this language, I cannot improve much. I cannot do much. All I was trying to do today is to cultivate your desire for the God language. I'm teaching you to speak like God, so that when you speak, you are heard not only by God, but you are heard by creation. Creation will have to respond when you speak. When you speak. When you speak. So, I don't want to seem to be choosing people and leaving out some, but I also desire that you desire. I desire that you desire. When I look at a person and I'm speaking in tongues, whether you get to hear me speak or you don't, I'm still speaking.
ndichingori kutaura
I've understood
ndanzwisisa
that even my silence to
kunyange
you
ndakanyarara
is a language.
kwauri mutauro.
I'm silent to you, but I'm speaking.
Ndakanyarara kwauri asi ndiri kutaura.
I understand the language of the Spirit.
Ndakunzwisisa mutauro womweya.
Now, you want to be able to open your mouth
Uda kugona kuzarura muromo wako
and speak mysteries.
wotaura zvisinganzwisisike.
Don't seek to bring your understanding
Musatsvaka kuisa manzwisiro ako
into that discussion,
muhurukuro iyoyo,
because your understanding is going to stop the spirit man from speaking.
nekuti manzwisiro ako achamisa munhu wemweya mukutaura.
Your understanding will say, oh, hold on. What are you saying? Because he wants to understand
Muri kuti kudini?
what men are not meant to understand.
Zvisingasungirwi kunzwisiswa nemunhu wenyama.
That language
Mutauro iwoyo
is here.
uri pano.
I don't know the kind of a song that you're going to sing. Quite
Mhando yerugero rwamuchaimba
softly,
runyoronyoro.
and then
Mushure
as
mazvo.
people are praying softly,
Vanhu vachinamatawo zvinyoronyoro.
an ability to utter mysteries.
Kugona kutaura zvakavanzika.
Out of your belly
Zvichibuda mauri
it will flow out.
Listen to what will begin to happen.
Oh.
Wherever
That sound that I'm hearing,
kurira ikoko.
give it a distinction.
Zvisiyanise.
That sound,
Kurira ikoko.
that sound, give it words.
Chipa
Give it
mashoko.
words.
Chipa mashoko.
That sound,
Kurira ikoko.
that screaming, put your tongue, let your tongue accompany that.
Ndimi yako.
Give it words.
Zvipe mashoko.
Communication is happening now. The language is all over this place now. Speak, 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 speak. Yes, lift your voice, speak, 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 speak the mysteries.
My belly shall flow rivers of living water. Out of my belly shall flow rivers of living water.
The Holy Ghost, the Holy Ghost, the Holy Ghost, the Holy Ghost.
Out of my belly shall flow water. Out of my belly is flowing rivers, rivers, rivers of living water. Yatate, 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 yatate.
Prophesy, prophesy, prophesy. Prophesy, prophesy. Prophesy. Oh my God.
Let it flow, let it flow, yes. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Flow, let it flow right here, right now. Let it flow, let it flow. Yeah. Let it flow, let it flow. Let it flow, let it flow. Flow, let it flow right here.
Prophesy, prophetess. Prophesy, prophetess. Prophesy, prophetess. Prophesy, prophetess. Prophesy, prophetess. Prophesy, prophet. Lift your voice and prophesy. Lift your voice and prophesy. Speak the mysteries. Speak the mysteries. Speak your future. Speak your future. Speak your future into being. Speak your future. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Edify, 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 edify.
right now. Let it flow, yeah. Let it flow, yeah. Let it flow, flow, let it flow right here, right. And as the river flow, and as the river flow, yeah, it begins to bring every dead thing to life. It's the life-giving river. Flow, let it roll right here, right now. As the river flow, let the river flow. It begins to bring every dead thing to life. It's the life-giving river. Flow, let it flow right now. Prophesy, prophesy, prophesy. Yeah, yeah, speak in tongue. Prasedebo. Arare salamare salam. Yurere sarere saba. Oh, edify, edify, edify. Yes, abayabo, yabraka. Out of my belly, shall flow rivers, rivers of living water. Yeah, yeah. Out of my belly shall flow rivers, rivers of living water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Out of my belly shall flow rivers, rivers of living water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, prophesy, prophesy. Hallelujah. Yadadaya. Yadade, yadade, yadade. Yadade, 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 yadade. Yurose, yerebe, yarase. Yadade, yadade, yadade. Oh, Sanaba. Oh, Come on, come on. Uta uta ina una ine mohone serebo serebo sarareda uta uta yedebo yorore saba radadadada bode sakrabade sabare serere kado serere dabo serere dabo serere dabo kororo baba rinane namo kanana mosa. Keep on prophesying. Kiranana mosa. Iri mandelebo. Anana manana 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 mano. Enene mono no. Yarararasa. Ararararasa. Yere saba. Let it flow, 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 Saraba. Hey, let it flow, let it flow, flow, let it flow right here, right now. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, Saraya, let it flow, let it flow, Yara. Let it flow, let it flow, flow, let it flow right here, right now. Let it flow, 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 flow, let it flow right here, right now. And there's the river flow, and there's the river flow. Shabadabadabad. He begins to bring every dead thing to life. Hey, it's the life-giving river. Oh, let it flow right here, right now. And there's the river flow, and there's the river flow. Yadaba, yaba. It begins to bring every dead thing to life. It is the life-giving river. Oh, let it flow right here, right now. And there's the river flow. That's the river flow. Higher, 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 higher. It begins to bring every dead thing to life. It's the life-giving river. Flow, let it flow right here, right now. And there's the river flow. River flow. Sabaya koya, yadabosa, yarabesa, yarade, 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 yarade. Mana yana, mana yana, maya yedebo. And as the river flows, it begins to bring every dead thing to life. It is the life-giving river. Oh, let it flow right here, right now. And as the river flows, it begins to bring every dead thing to life. It's a life-giving river, life-giving river. Flow, let it flow right here, right now. And as the river flows, it begins to bring every dead thing to life. It's the life-giving river. Flow, let it flow right here, right now, right now, right now. And as the river flows, it begins to bring every dead thing to life. It's the life-giving river. Oh, let it flow right here, right now. Out of my belly, out of my belly, yeah. Out of my belly shall flow rivers, rivers of living water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Out of my belly, out of my belly shall flow rivers, rivers of living water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Out of my belly, out of my belly shall flow shall Bosa, Yadade, 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 Huda, Huda, Hudade, Huda, Huda, Hudade, Huda, Huda, Hudade, Yadade, 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 Yadada, Yadada, Bosa, Urabede, Ubanade, Ororo, Anamanabaya, Horanana, Bosade, Yedeboda, 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 Yirabada, Urade, Yede, 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 Manana. Begins to bring everything to life. It is the life-giving river. Flow, let it flow right here, right now. And as the river flows, as the river flows, it begins to bring everything to life. It is the life-giving river. Flow, let it flow right here, right now. And as the river flows, as the river flows, it begins to bring everything to life. It is the life-giving river. Flow, let it flow right here, right now. And as the river flows, it begins to bring everything to life. It is the life-giving river. Flow, let it flow right here, right now. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, son. Yeah, let it flow, let it flow. Let it flow, let it flow. Flow, let it flow right here, right now. Let it flow, let it flow. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Let it flow, let it flow. Right here, right now. Let it flow, let it flow. Yada. Let it flow, let it flow. Shalaba. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Let it flow right here, right now. Yetetelebo, shalalala. Orere. Hey ya, hey ya ba, 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 hey ya, hey ya ba. Yerere, yerere, soloro soko, parandalega, yenalara koyoga, palagarega, ogolobo soloba, palarare salega, ololobo salega, wananesa, Wanale, so do do, so do do, so, yeah, kanane, shalaba, jorobo, yadane, sarabobo, let it go, let it flow, let it flow. What are you waiting for? Come on, speak in tongues, pray in tongues. Out of my belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Jesus. No, it's all right. Please don't clap your hands for now. Don't clap your hands. Lift your hands wherever you are. Lift your hands. Just lift those hands. Lift those hands. Lift those hands. Lift those hands. Wherever you are, pray in the Spirit. You are praying in the Spirit. You are praying in the Spirit. You are praying in the Spirit. Continue praying in the Spirit. Continue praying in the Spirit. Pray in the Spirit. Pray in the Spirit. Pray in the Spirit. Pray in the Spirit. Speak in the Spirit. Communicate in the Spirit. Mysteries are being spoken. Mysteries are being spoken. Mysteries are being spoken. Mysteries are being spoken. What you are saying in the Spirit will surely come to pass. It's coming to pass. It is coming to pass. It is coming to pass. What you are saying, what you don't know, is coming to pass. Mysteries about your life. Mysteries about your life. Mysteries about your life. Mysteries about your life. Speak in the tongue, speak in the Spirit, pray 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 in the Spirit. Child of God, hear me. The Lord told me, He told me the exact number of people that He is going to raise for ministry. 17 people are going to be raised in one service. He promised me that. He promised me that. Please continue praying in the Spirit. Continue praying in the Spirit. God is raising you to destroy altars in your generation, to destroy cases in your generation, to destroy calamities in your generation, to destroy poverty in your confusion in your generation. God is raising you today. Case breakers are being raised in this service today. Speak in tongues, pray in the Spirit, pray in the Spirit, pray in the Spirit, pray in the Spirit. Child of God, the way the devil has been fighting you, it's a clear sign. There is something that he knows about you that you don't know about yourself. There is a secret about you. No, look at the fights. Look at the level of warfare. Look at the conflict. It is problem after problem after problem. There is something about you that the devil is aware of that you are not yet aware of. This week, we are dedicating this week to knowing the mysteries. Knowing the mysteries. Knowing secrets about you. Whatever has been spoken about you, which is for you, will surely come to pass. Let it be known unto you. Let it be known unto you. All you need spend 30 minutes in prayer. Spend 30 minutes in prayer. It's a moment, it's 30 minutes of the revealing of mysteries. Secrets about you, secrets about your children, secrets about your father, your mother, your husband, your wife, secrets about your education, your career, your business, secrets about your future. Anything hidden shall come to surface. Your eyes will see. Your ears will hear. This is the week. This is the week. This is the week. I said how many minutes? 30. How many minutes? 30. How many minutes? 30 minutes. Mysteries will be revealed. You know where you are going next week. I receive. You know where you are going next month. I receive. You know where you are going next year. I receive. If you feel by the language of the Spirit, this is being impressed on your heart, unlike any of the days that you have given before, you want to give to God. You want to go an extra mile. You want to double what you used to do. You want to double what you used to do. You want to double today what you used to do. I open up the altar for you. You want to double what you used to do before. I've opened up the altar for you. Next week, I'm coming here. I'll be pointing at some of you. You will be telling me what you heard clearly from God. What you saw. So clear. You are going to experience your life 10 years from now. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying.
Some of you think you are about
all
to
right.
die.
You will see 15 years from now. You will see yourself what you will be doing. This problem will be over. This problem will be no more. I receive. Look at it a year from now. You no longer have that disease in your body. I receive. I know what I'm saying. 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 I know I hear from God. I know I hear from God. I know I hear from God. Your problems are over. I receive. Your problem is over. I receive.
Just look at what is happening. Keep looking at your screens. See what is happening. Just like the man of God said.
The altar is open. Child of God, if you are sensitive to the Spirit, walk right straight to the altar. Go to the altar, go and drop your seed and go home. You are going to see whatever was said the day you were formed, greatness about you,